Today's topic is volume and problem solving from Unit 7. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to find the volume of an object by calculating the total units that create the volume through a visual representation or through the algorithm. You'll know you'll have it when you can evaluate the volume of an object correctly. The vocabulary you will need for this topic is volume, the amount of space that an object takes up; unit, a base measurement of 1; length, how long an object is; width, how wide an object is; height, how tall an object stands; and composite rectangular prism, when two regular rectangular prisms are combined to create an irregular shape. We will want to know our algorithm, volume equals length times width times height, in order to be able to calculate multiple rectangular prisms to find a total volume. So we want to be very comfortable with this skill, knowing how to find the measurements, where to find the measurements, knowing the basis of a rectangular prism and how it measures, and being able to perform this multiple times in order to find our total volume. So here we can see a composite rectangular prism. That just means that I have two rectangular prisms combined to form this really funky shape. If I look at this closely though, I can see that this is divided, or it can be divided into two regular rectangular prisms. I know that a rectangular prism measures symmetrically. So whatever it measures on this side, it is going to measure on this side. Whatever is measured on this side will also be measured on this side. So I can use that knowledge in order to fill in any missing measurements when I am trying to find the volume here. In order to find the volume, I'm going to first separate these rectangular prisms into two different shapes. I don't want to look at it as a whole shape. I want to separate it into two different shapes. Therefore, I'm going to draw a line visually, and then I'm going to refer to each shape as either shape A, shape B, something like that. So if I continue this line, you can see I've now created a rectangular prism up at the top and a different rectangular prism down here at the bottom. So we're going to refer to the yellow one as shape A and the green one as shape B. I need to be able to find the length, the width, and the height of each shape in order to find the volume of each shape. So that's going to be my first step. So we're going to do shape A's measurements on this side and shape B's measurements on this side. Say A and B. So I want to find the length. Remember, the length is how far across a shape is. Looking at shape A up here, I can see that it tells me that it is 8 feet across at the top. So I know the length of A is 8 feet. Now let's look for the width. The width is going to be how far back it goes. But because I divided this, and this wasn't an actual original shape given to me, I need to be able to figure out the width here from the information that was given. I can see this entire side is 7 feet long. I can also see on this side that this section right here is 4 feet long. Knowing what I know about rectangles, I know that whatever measures on this side also measures on this side. So technically, whatever is left over from 7 feet is going to be the width of A, because the width of B is that 4 feet. So think about it. This one is going to be 4 feet right here. And that stops there. So I'm going to say 7 minus 4, which is 3, gives me the width of A, because 4 plus 3 is equal to 7, which is that total width of the entire composite rectangular prism. Therefore, I'm going to put 3 feet as my width, and then my height I was given over here. Remember, I have 6 feet is the total height. Over here, 2 feet is the height down here. So in order to find the height of shape A, I'm going to have to do 6 feet minus the 2 feet down here on the bottom. 6 minus 2 gives me 4. So I know the height of shape A is 4. Now that I know the length, the width, and the height, I can take it and I can plug it into my algorithm. Volume equals length times width times height. I'm going to go ahead and solve that. Knowing what I know about my math facts, I know that 8 times 3 is 24. Bring down that 4. 24 times 4 is going to give me 96, because I know 24 plus 24 is 48. 48 plus 48 is 96. And because I have an actual unit of measurement here, I know that I have 96 feet cubed is the volume of A. Now, I'm going to do the same thing. Let me erase that. I'm going to do the same thing to B. So remember, I'm looking at just that rectangular prism down here on the bottom. What is my length? What is my width? And what is my height? I know that my length, remember, whatever is the same or measured here is going to be the same measured here, same measured here, here, and here. Therefore, if my measurement on top says 8 feet, then my measurement on the bottom is also going to be 8 feet. So my length for shape B is going to be 8. I need to look at my width, which they've already given me right here, which is 7. And then my height, they've given me over here, which is 2. So I'm going to set that up. Length times width times height. I know that 8 times 7 is 56. Bring that 2 down. 56 times 2 is 112. So the volume of shape B is 112 feet cubed. Now, I'm not done yet, because remember, I want to find the total volume. So the volume for the entire shape here. So I know what each rectangular prism is, but I want to know the entire thing. I'm going to do that by adding this shape and this shape together. I know the volume for A is 96, and the volume for B is 112. By adding those together, I can find the total volume of the composite rectangular prism. So 112 plus 96, it's going to give me 208. Remember, this one was 96. This one was 112. So we're going to combine those for the total volume of 208 feet cubed. The most important thing about this skill is going to be you being able to break down the irregular shape into two regular shapes and understanding how to find any missing measurements you need. I like to write the labels on everything. I like to color code everything and draw my line where I'm visibly separating it. That way I can keep track of what I'm looking at and where I'm putting my numbers. And then I also like labeling over here on the side so I know what I'm going to have to multiply by the end. I hope this helps. Continue on for extra problems and practice on this skill.